The ultimate gaming challenge. What's the hardest game you've ever conquered? Escape from Tarkov. After north of 11,000 hours played, I escaped Tarkov by uninstalling it. Elden Ring. After promised consort Radon, I felt like Jesse Pinkman at the end of Breaking Bad. Ghosts and Goblins for the NES. Took me a long time, about to the end of the system's life cycle, to finally get it done. Never Again. The Lion King, on a Sega Nomad. Ninja Gaiden 2, Xbox 360, Master Ninja Mode. All tests of valor completed. Nothing comes close. Sekiro. True skill check. Halo 2 on Legendary. Those snipers, man. Cuphead. God, it was so cathartic when I finally beat that game. There's a part of the map in the game where you can see how many times you died, and I was close to 500, I believe. Probably Hollow Knight. I got 100 demons in Geometry Dash, but that's far from finishing the game. Original TMNT. Hell, the water level itself took longer to beat than most other games around that time. Never did beat the main quest in Skyrim or Morrowind. The race car mission in the original Mafia game. I guess Darkest Dungeon. Shout out to the occultist that had a negative stress modifier, still got virtuous and gave his life to the Heart of Darkness. Shit was so hype. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Guitar Hero 3 on Expert. Through the Fire and the Flames, We Carry On. Ninja Gaiden or Mega Man 2 on NES. OG Ninja Gaiden games for the NES. Mega Man 4 was Tugwug. NetHack. Took me 20 years. I'd say SCOM 2 Legendary Iron Man came close. Probably WoW when I uninstalled it. Never went back. The Last of Us on Survivor difficulty. The scarcity of resources messes with your head more than any boss ever could. You start rationing everything and still die anyway. Elden Ring, Cuphead, Super Meat Boy, Silk Song, and Celeste come to mind. Noita. Took 200 hours, close to 500 death. Best game ever. Dark Souls 2, the entire game. Dark Souls 3, Dark Eater Mitter boss fight. Fuck. That. Shit. Metroid Dread with drifting Joy-Cons. Top Gun on NES without the cheat of flying above launched missiles. And landed refueled without any errors. Sifu. Under age 25 in game, which is maybe the hardest achievement I've ever gotten. Sekiro. I've got no rhythm. Returnal a close second. Zelda 2 on NES with no save states. Doom 2016 and Eternal on Ultraviolence, though not the DLC. Ninja Gaiden on Xbox or Xbox 360. No idea if they are considered actually hard, but I did struggle through them the most. Elmo's Letter Adventure on PlayStation. The expansion to Baldur's Gate 2. The last fight was crazy hard. I tried to beat it so many times over the years and then it just clicked. Before the final phase of the final fight you get a bit of time to prepare, so I made my thief lay down as many traps as I could. As soon as the boss appeared, instant death. It took me 15 years of coming back every few years, but I did it. Perfect run on Paperboy. Did it at a party in college and felt like a god that night. Beating the SNES F-Zero and coming in first on the last league was quite hard. Edit, I looked it up and it's the King League, Master Level. It opens up after beating the King League, which I think was honestly the true ending of the game. The Master League was for those that really felt like a challenge, and oh boy, it was very very hard. Found a video of someone beating it just like I did. Note how flawless he is in his run and it's still a fight. He barely comes in first at the very end. It was very unforgiving. https youtube.brogusv cw4s t5737. Jurassic Park SNES. No way to save, no passwords. Had to keep it on and turn the TV off. Ninja Gaiden's on Master. Also just played Huntdown on hardest setting and the bosses were brutal. My fingers hurt for days. Caves of Cud. I cried very hard at the end. Beautiful and cathartic and tough as nails. One of my proudest accomplishments is beating Dead Space 2 on hardcore and getting the foam finger gun. What's hard about that is you only get 3 saves the entire campaign, and those are your checkpoints. So if you die you go back to your last save. For me it was the highest levels with superbosses in all the Final Fantasy games. I've beaten every game. The hardest monsters in Final Fantasy are typically optional, superbosses, with millions of HP and devastating, often unblockable attacks. Key examples include Yasmat, FFXI, Penance, FFX, and Absolute Virtue, FFXI. Other notorious challenges include the classic Emerald and Ruby weapons, FFVI, as well as Brachiosaur, FFVI, which often causes instant party wipeouts. I spent many enjoyable hours playing those games as a youth. Battletoads on 2-player. Ghouls and Ghost from back in the SNES day. Elden Ring for modern. OG Castlevania on the NES. The original Ninja Gaiden trilogy. That shit was way harder than the 360 games. Final Fantasy XI Chains of Promethea in 2005. My Link Shell mates were in my wedding, and we still game together today. The bond we forged in that hell will never be broken. The only game I've ever beaten is the original Legend of Zelda on my Nintendo NES back in the 80s. I got all the way to Mike Tyson on Punch-Out but I could never defeat the big guy himself. Fester's Quest, a game I'm never likely beat again in my old age. Like old shooter games like Gradius, it pretty much can only be beaten on a single life, as dying has too much of a punishment to not restart from the beginning. You lose all your power-ups on death and defeating bosses restores life, which can become a problem when revisiting areas where the boss is already defeated due to the life attrition the trash mobs of the game deal to the player.